Hello everybody and welcome to the barbecue shop here at Hayes Garden World. Once again, as always, we're joined by Mr. Richard Holden.
Hi folks.
And in this video we're going to be creating what I class as a proper winter warmer.
Yep, some good old classic comfort food.
A beef stew.
Right, so really simple preparation again. We've got the braising steak. We've been to the butcher's, got some really good quality braising steak. This with a dish like this where we've got really simple ingredients, each ingredient needs to really be the best it can be. So kilo braising steak cut into strips. We've got some large chunked carrots, large onion diced, and a couple of sticks of celery just chopped down as well. And then we've got a bouquet garni here, which is your classic bay, thyme, parsley stalks, and then just for a little bit of extra zing, we've just added a couple of sprigs of rosemary as well. So first thing we need to do is to season the flour. You might see this in a few of our videos. Seasoned flour, if you put it onto a recipe, people say, where do I get seasoned flour from? You make it yourself. So plain flour in the bowl, and then we just season that. And how much seasoning goes in? Around about the same amount, well, the same amount of seasoning that you would use to season a kilo of meat or however much meat you're using in your case. So just put a little bit more salt in there. And this is a sea salt flake, so it's quite a mild flavor. And then the meat goes in. And we just tumble that through, and the idea here is that this is going to coat the meat. It's going to season the pieces of beef as well. It's going to take the seasoning into the dish for us, but also our liquid in this recipe is going to be some beef stock and some red wine, and the flour as it cooks will just slightly thicken that sauce, that gravy if you like. So that's nice and evenly coated. Always put a little bit more flour in the bowl than you think you're going to need. Just so that by the time, because if you get the flour in your hands and you're in the bowl with the meat and the flour, if you need a bit more flour, your hands are all messy. And if you're on your own in the kitchen, then it's just easier if you start off with more flour than you think you're going to need. So we just dust off the excess, pop that in. Could you grab the dish with the celery and the onion, and we'll take the bouquet garni and just pop that right down in the center. We'll scatter those all across, and then we'll do the same with our carrots as well. Just pop these around. Your winter warmers are perfect to cook on your barbecue, because rather than popping the barbecue away after the summer season, we don't believe there is a season for barbecue. It's just a case of changing what it is you cook on your grill, whether it's gas, charcoal, or in the case today, the pellets with the Traeger. Winter warmers, perfect things. They normally go in the oven. Pop them on an indirect on your barbecue. You don't need to stand outside while the food's cooking, and you get all the beautiful flavour of cooking on a barbecue. So we're just going to put a little bit of tomato puree, tomato paste in here. A few little dots. I think it's 3 tablespoons or so. A few little dots. Could you pour that beef stock in for me?
Any particular area?
Just all over. Just all over, really. Good beef stock. Try to get one with a slightly lower salt, more flavour, less salt. So 600 mils going in. You're taking charge of the wine, okay? I'll see where this is going. So we're going to go with. You're actually going to measure.
Yes.
That's quite restrained. I would just be
more for us.
Slugging that one around. Yeah. So then the red wine is just going to give us a depth of flavour, bodiness to that, a body to that. To that finished stew. Just work all those flavors, all those ingredients down into the liquor. And if you wanted to do partway through the cook, put a sheet of tinfoil on the top, just in case it's browning a little bit too much. But other than that, I'm actually going to leave this open because I want the smoky flavor from the Traeger with the pellets to infiltrate that top layer of the food. It'll attach itself to some of the beef in there, and it will start to smoke the liquid that we've got in there as well. So really just leave that open, but if it is going a little bit too dark, just put a sheet of tinfoil over the top and it will stop that colouring process. So yeah, this is our beef stew, and it's ready to go to the barbecue. So we're going to cook this nice and low and slow. We're going to cook this at a casserole temperature, so in that kind of 160, 165 range. We've got the Traeger set up for 160. Over we go. Pop that onto the second shelf. Great feature about the Traeger Timberline is that you have got those multiple shelves. As you can see on the bottom, we have an extra dish. That's our lamb or Lancashire hot pot. So if you want to check out the recipe for that, the video will be on the YouTube channel as well. But we don't leave the lid open, because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Pop the lid down, leave that. That's going to take a good 2.5 hours just to go nice and beautifully tender, and then we'll come back. So nothing to do with this. If you're entertaining over the festive season, make it, put it in, and then the next 2.5 hours is all yours to do with what you need to do.
So we'll come back in 2.5 hours.
Ready to take our beef stew off the barbecue. So this little beauty comes over here. We haven't done anything to this since it went on. We can actually see, if you want to get a close-up, I'm not sure, but you can actually see the little bits of beef that have just been poking through the top of that liquor have just taken on a really nice red hue that we normally associate with a smoke ring. So what I will do, I'll just give that a little bit of a mix, and then we'll get some in a dish. We'll have a taste. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Smells. Oh, smells great. Right, the herbs in there, you can really smell those coming through. So we'll get a little bit of, and the sourdough is just, we didn't make the sourdough for this one, but just get a nice sourdough just to go with this. Very good. Easy peasy comfort food.
Sure it's hot enough with all that steam?
I think it's hot enough, that, or we definitely picked the right day to wear our thermals for this. So, hearty portion. There we go. Perfect.
Just like that.
Just like that. Nice little bit of beef stew. Can't say fairer than that. And again, leaving the lid off, leaving a foil top off this dish is going to allow the smoke from the Traeger with the wood pellets to just infiltrate that dish and just give it a really beautiful flavour. Cooking it outside, you're going to draw in those damp, moist air, the damp, moist air from outside, and keep everything nice and juicy and succulent. Keep the oven free of everything else. You know, keep it free for other things to cook as well, and make the most of using your barbecue, whether it's gas, charcoal, or pellets. Makes a difference. Okay.
So if you'd like to find the recipe for this dish, visit our website, haysgardenworld.co.uk, or pop in store, see a member of the sales team here at the barbecue shop. Good?
Lovely and tender.
If you do create the dish, we're across all the social media platforms. We'd like you to share the pictures of what you've created. And it smells fantastic.
Smells really good,
So
doesn't it?
all that's really left for us to say is Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, folks.
And we'll see you again next time.